And if you still have any pending Klarna payments, just know that you're likely the reason why Klarna is facing bankruptcy right now. As although Klarna has scored over 100 million active users all across the globe, they have actually doubled their losses within the first quarter of this year alone, totaling to about $99 million as IPO remains on hold. Now, assuming that Klarna actually goes bankrupt, any outstanding obligations would obviously go to the necessary administrators and debt collectors. Like, the debts won't just vanish along with the company like most people would likely hope. But with Klarna now facing bankruptcy, it's the way that my jaw literally stayed in place, because you're effectively a lot of the time giving teenagers and young adults an opportunity to buy now and pay later. Spoiler alert, a lot of people are not going to pay later. Let's just say a company whose entire business model is to attract people who typically can't afford a $35 online payment, let alone a burger at Wendy's. That's the company you're telling me is not doing that great during a recession? Yeah, who could have guessed, right?
Who didn't make their Klarna payments? Who didn't? Why is Klarna talking about they could possibly be filing bankruptcy because somebody they losing too much money? Who didn't make their 4 easy payments? What, you make 2 easy payments and then lock your card up and they couldn't take the rest of the money up out your account? Y'all, you're messing around. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing. They done shut down Shein and Temu, and we can't get nothing from overseas. Now we got to buy American-made stuff, which is sometimes pricier than the stuff that's made out of the other country. Now you're messing around. We can't afford to pay out of pocket $100, but I got $25 on it. I got $37.50 if I'm gonna mess around and buy something for $150, and somebody didn't make their Klarna payment. These folks about to go down. Y'all, if Klarna go down, my God, and if Afterpay leave, we are done, honey. Yes, we don't need to shop. Yes, we got a bunch of stuff, but I like having options. Who didn't make their Klarna payment? You couldn't borrow $25. You can borrow $22.50. You can borrow $11.15 to make your daggone payment. Unlock them daggone cards and let them get their money up out your daggone account. Unlock them cards and so Apple can get their money. You done messed around, and Klarna now is about to shut down because somebody didn't make their 4 easy payments, y'all. We got to do better. Klarna, hold on. Hold on.
This is why we can't have nothing, because people like y'all always got to ruin it for everybody. This don't make no damn sense. So it's been reported that Klarna is actually filing for bankruptcy because they have lost over $150 million because people like y'all that's abusing it for everybody is not paying back y'all debts. This is really hurting the people that really need this the most, especially when it comes to getting groceries and, something like that for their home, like home necessities and whatever. And now you got this going on. This is really like hurting them, because there's always got to be the people that wants to buy a whole bunch of stuff that they don't need and just run off with the plug. I'm not even sure if this service even going to be here for a while, because I don't even know, since there is so much in debt because people are not paying back what they owe. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys heard what Klarna is. It's like one of those services where you can buy now, pay later kind of deal. Now, I use it a couple times though, but I didn't use it as much because I always pay my stuff in full price. I ain't have no problem with that. So, but it's just really the people that's actually taking effect with this, because when things, especially the economy it is right now, how the economy is right now, is making it hard for individuals that's having a hard time getting stuff like for their house and anything like that. And, you got people that's trying to mess it up for everybody. So I'm not even sure how long this service is even going to be available, because this is really messed up for a lot of people. Now, I'm not sure how this actually goes, but I do believe what they need to do is that if you have like a large debt amount that you owe, you should be automatically banned from even using this service until you pay all your debts, because it's not fair for the people that wants to use the app and they can't able to use it right now because they had to file for bankruptcy. So I'm not sure how that goes. Like I said, I only used it a couple times, but I do believe that the people that's been abusing the system, they should not be able to use this service until they pay off their debts.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Have you heard the latest shockwave rocking the world of fintech? Klarna. Yes, the Swedish buy now, pay later giant that revolutionized online shopping is reportedly filing for bankruptcy. For years, Klarna was hailed as a game changer, a disruptor, the cool kid in the room of stiff financial institutions. But now, it looks like the tide has turned, and not in a good way. If you're just stumbling in the middle of the conversation, you're right on time. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because what we're about to unpack goes deep. This isn't just about one company. It's about an entire industry built on convenience, credit, and consumer psychology collapsing in real time. Let's dive in. Klarna began as a humble startup in Stockholm back in 2005. Their mission was simple but brilliant: Make online payments smoother, faster, and easier. No long credit forms, no upfront payments, just click, buy, and worry about the money later. It was the Buy Now, Pay Later model, or BPNL, and Klarna wasn't just one of the first to do it, they were the best at it. They grew fast, and I mean rocket fuel fast. By 2021, Klarna was valued at a jaw-dropping $46.6 billion, making it the most valuable private fintech company in Europe. Celebrities, influencers, and even big brands like H&M, Sephora, and Nike rushed to partner with them. Klarna wasn't just a payment processor, it became a lifestyle, a culture, a brand that made spending money feel good. But that was the honeymoon phase.
So Klarna is going bankrupt because nobody's paying them back. If you don't know what Klarna is, it's basically a payday advance type app that you can use specifically to buy things. So it's kind of like a small personal loan or like a very small credit card. You can use it to buy, at this point, pretty much anything. A creator made a video discussing this and it blew up. There's about 11,000 comments on that post. And the majority of the comments sound something like this. What do you mean you guys aren't paying back Klarna? We love Klarna. We need Klarna. You need to pay them back. We need them. Or, what do you mean you're financing groceries? What do you mean you're using Klarna for DoorDash? If you're that poor, you shouldn't be using Klarna. God, you people are awful with money. You people are under spells. You're under a spell. Wake the fuck up. This is a multi-million-dollar capitalistic company that you are sitting here riding the dick of like your life depends on it, saying, oh, we need to save them, we need to save them. I'm sorry, but the average consumer is not actually responsible for a multi-million-dollar capitalist company going under. Yes, maybe people should repay them if they, want to keep the service. However, it is also a business's responsibility to do risk management. And so if you're realizing you're so under because nobody's paying you back, you stop lending for a while. And they didn't do that. They just kept doing it because they don't give a fuck. And what are you gaining from riding for a huge company? Half of y'all, say you're leftists and you're in here like, oh, please save Klarna, please save Klarna. Are you okay? Are y'all okay for real? And I know y'all love to say this shit, you shouldn't be using that for DoorDash because if you can't afford DoorDash, you shouldn't be doing it. Guess what? I know you guys hate to engage with the concept of this, but disabled people do exist and they do deserve to, have a nice meal every once in a while. And God forbid they can't afford it and still would like to have a nice meal. Sometimes people can't leave the house and sometimes they want a nice meal. And guess what? That's human nature. Yeah. Did you know that humans actually need more than just food and shelter and water to survive? We're actually very social beings and we need other people and we need experiences and we need to not eat slop and gruel 24/7 so we don't kill ourselves. Yeah. Y'all are cooked. Y'all are cooked. How are you sitting here criticizing capitalism and then riding so hard for capitalism? I need to go back to bed because that is not what I wanted to see this morning.
Klarna is pretty much going bankrupt because no one is paying them back. They have a record high number of users on the platform. They have 100 million users. But at the same time, no one is paying them back. So they literally reported $136 million of unpaid debt. $136 million that people are just not paying back and they're just, saying fuck it. And now Klarna is at a major loss. Even though they have a record high number of users on the platform, there's more users who are just not paying that shit back. And that's because you guys are letting people finance groceries and finance DoorDash orders. And I feel like people are seeing that and being like, well, actually, if I just do my biggest one right now and then not pay you guys back, I actually am just not going to have to pay you guys back. And then I don't know how much people actually care about things affecting their credit. I don't even think they're thinking oh yeah, this is going to affect whatever, blah, 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 blah. I just think people are whatever, I'm running off on the plug right now. Literally, people are running off on the plug, dead ass, with Klarna. They said, actually, yeah, I agree to all your terms and uses and all that. And they get their loan of whatever the fuck. And they say, yeah, but I'm not paying you back. And now Klarna is literally about to go bankrupt because, bitch, nobody is paying them back. And, honestly, with inflation and how shit is really set up, how is that going to work anyway? You see what I mean? But anyway, oh, well, Klarna, we will see. This will be interesting to watch, I feel.
Y'all putting Klarna in debt is absolutely crazy. You guys are really not paying Klarna back. So y'all are really buying shit and just dead ass saying, F it, I'm not going to pay the balance back. Do y'all not worry about y'all credit scores? I'm so confused because I be concerned. A bitch is concerned. 137 or 36, I think, $1 million that Klarna has not been paid back.
And it's like, I saw this coming. As soon as they said that you could use Klarna for DoorDash, you could use Klarna for groceries, I was like, oh no. I'm like, y'all are giving these people an inch and they're going to take a mile. I know what Klarna was trying to do, and I know it's because of how the economy is right now. So they're like, let's help these people out. But y'all can't help these people out. They're going to take advantage. People are really doing their big one, ordering, probably making a big ass order on DoorDash, big ass order of groceries, and they're like, all right, well, just gonna pay that like one, because you know with Klarna, like you pay that one fourth of the payment, or you could like pay monthly. Like they have different deals. So people are just paying that one payment and then like saying F it. Y'all, please don't ruin it for the rest of us. Please don't ruin it for the rest of us, because now, since y'all started acting up, I bet you Klarna's about to get so strict. Like, you're probably going to have a perfect credit score to be able to use Klarna. I swear to God.
Here's the thing. For every Klarna transaction, someone was deferring payment, and Klarna was fronting the cash. Now, in a booming economy, that's not a problem. People eventually pay. The cash flows, the model works. But then came inflation. Then came interest rate hikes. Then came layoffs. People started defaulting. Klarna's losses started ballooning. In 2022 alone, Klarna reported over $1 billion in losses. That's not a typo. $1 billion. Suddenly, Klarna wasn't the cool fintech anymore. It was the cautionary tale. Klarna started showing signs of desperation in 2022. They slashed their valuation from $45 billion to just $6.7 billion in a desperate fundraising round. That's an 85% drop in value and a massive red flag. They laid off about 10% of their workforce, restructured their leadership team, and even tried pivoting toward being a full-fledged bank. But it was clear the magic was fading. Retailers were also seeing the downside. Klarna made it easier for customers to buy, sure, but it also led to more returns, more abandoned carts, and more debt-laden shoppers unable to pay back on time. Consumers, especially Gen Z, got hooked on the instant gratification without truly understanding the cost. And let's not ignore the regulators. Governments around the world, especially in the UK, EU, and US, started cracking down on BNPL services. Accusations of predatory lending practices, lack of credit checks, and encouraging consumer debt led to intense scrutiny. Klarna, once praised for its innovation, was now being investigated.
I have spent $32,196.23 on Affirm and Klarna since 2022. And the big question is, what did I purchase? If you are new here, hi, my name is Diva and I am $107,000 in debt, and I am the Affirm and Klarna girl. Yep. When I started this journey, I had $9,500 in debt to Affirm and Klarna. I now have it under $3,000, and we are about to pay off 8 of those suckers next week. But what did I purchase? This is the question everybody always asks. Honestly, everything under the sun. I have done groceries. I have purchased concert tickets. I have purchased Airbnb. I have gotten my car fixed on Affirm and Klarna. All kinds of stuff. I think I've even gotten gift cards for random stuff. You can pretty much purchase anything you want almost on Affirm and Klarna. And I do get questions like Affirm. Yes, I have 12-month plans. I have not purchased on anything on Affirm probably since last February. So it's been almost a year. And a lot of these are finally coming to the end, but also I've paid off a lot. I literally had like 50 of these when I started this journey in May. It's crazy. It's insane. I know what I'm saying is insane. However, I am saving my very last payment on Affirm. It was something that I actually don't regret spending money on. I regret financing it, but it was pretty big, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Let's be clear. Bankruptcy doesn't just happen overnight. It's like watching a mansion slowly catch fire while everyone insists the smoke is just steam from the pool. Klarna's business model was bleeding cash long before this announcement. Here's a simple breakdown of how Klarna imploded. 1. Unsustainable growth. Klarna expanded globally too fast. From the US to Australia, the company dumped money into market dominance without securing profitability. 2. Overdependence on consumer debt. KLARNA thrives when people keep spending. When the economy tanks and people stop paying their bills, KLARNA takes the hit, not the retailer. 3. Regulatory heat. Being too new to be regulated only works for so long. KLARNA got hit by regulators just as they were trying to stabilize. 4. Rising defaults. As the cost of living rose, so did KLARNA's default rate. That means KLARNA had to pay retailers up front, but wasn't getting paid back by customers. It's like loaning your broke friend $1,000 every day and hoping they'll pay you next week. And 5. Investor fatigue. Investors stopped seeing KLARNA as a golden goose. As the fintech bubble popped, KLARNA was left overvalued, over-leveraged, and under pressure. Bankruptcy doesn't always mean the end. KLARNA may file for Chapter 11 if it's in the US or seek similar legal protection in Europe, which might mean reorganization, not liquidation. They might restructure debt, sell off parts of the business, or even get acquired by a bigger financial player. But one thing is certain. KLARNA as we knew it is gone. The pink branding, the influencer campaigns, the split in 4 easy payments trend, that was a bubble, and it just burst. For customers, the implications are serious. If KLARNA owes you money in a refund, you might be waiting a very long time. If you're still making payments on KLARNA plans, you'll probably be directed to third-party debt collectors. And if you're a retailer depending on KLARNA's checkout service, you better start looking for a backup plan, fast. KLARNA's collapse is more than just a business story. It's a cautionary tale about modern consumerism. It's about the dangers of building an empire on the backs of people living paycheck to paycheck. It's about shiny apps making it dangerously easy to spend money we don't have. And it's about the need for financial literacy in a world obsessed with convenience. So before you click that Pay Later button next time, just ask yourself, is it worth it? Because KLARNA's story shows us what happens when the bill finally comes due. If you made it this far into the video, drop a comment below. Have you ever used KLARNA or any BNPL service? Did it help you, or did it hurt more than it helped? And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We're here to unpack the stories behind the headlines with zero filters and 100% facts.